How do you feel about the use of assistive technology for standardized testing? Meet Ashley. Ashley is a busy teacher, and her time is important not only to her, but to her students who depend on her to make sure they achieve success on the EQAO test that is mandatory for all students. But Ashley has a problem and is frustrated and overwhelmed. She is spending too much time teaching to the test, and although she knows she should be teaching more science and be more thorough with her social studies lessons, her administrators told all the grade 6 teachers that their school needs to move up in the rankings this year in order to increase enrollment, and that they expect the teachers to step it up a notch and make sure that their students are prepared for the test and know the practice tests inside and out. She is also upset that she is being told to create IEPs for students who do not need one, simply so they have access to resources and assistive devices for the EQAO test that will guarantee higher overall scores. After all, the Learning for All guide released by the ministry suggests that all students can benefit from access to resources generally used to respond to the needs of one individual child. So Ashley searches for a solution and is shocked with what she finds. The Education Act, EQAO Resource Guide, Learning for All, Shared Solutions, OHRC, IEP Resource Guide, Standards for School Board Spec Ed Plans, the Ontario Curriculum, and Safe School Guide are all legal policies, documents, resources, and programs that address the issue of standardized testing, the development of student IEPs, and the use of assistive technology. However, nowhere did I find a policy or document that specifically addresses the creation of a student's IEP for the sole purpose of accessing assistive technology and digital resources during EQAO, which some might consider a form of institutionalized cheating. Education Quality Accountability Office requires all students to write the standardized test. The Learning for All guide released by the ministry encourages teachers to use pedagogical materials and tools typically used to respond to the special needs of a specific student with all students, and the Standards for School Board Spec Ed Plans allow teachers to go through the formal process of creating an IEP for any student that they feel it is necessary. And since the IEP is a working document, it can be modified and rescinded at any time. More simply put, an IEP, which is required for a student to access assistive technology and digital resources for the EQAO test, can be created a week before the test and destroyed a week after. The pressure to make sure that her students score high on the EQAO test has Ashley feeling torn between what she knows she should do and what she feels she has to do. While on one hand, she knows certain students do not need assistive technology to succeed, she also knows that it will help them to score even higher and that there is nothing stopping her from creating one just for the EQAO test. Approximately $30 million is spent every year administering the EQAO test, and if there do not exist policies that outline specifically how educators are allowed to prepare their students for the test and policies that prohibit educators from going to extreme measures to increase their scores, then is the test actually doing what it was intended to do? Do the results truly reflect student levels achievement, or are they a better reflection of the extent to which teachers and administrators will go to achieve the highest scores possible? The pressure felt by school boards, school administrators, teachers, and students alike to do well on the EQAO is obvious, and until recently, the phenomenon of cheating has been limited mainly to test takers. However, with the increasing use of test scores to assess the performance of not just students but also teachers, the education system as a whole has engendered a growing trend, that of educators themselves attempting to subvert accountability systems by artificially inflating student test scores.